and go Tornadoes.
WTIM. Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. Joining us in studio today, Jessica Franks, Recreation Director with the Taylorville Park District. Jessica, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thanks. How are you?
I am doing okay. I'm doing all right on this, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. And why not? Because I figure you've got plenty to talk to us about here right now. This is a busy time for the Park District, and you've been behind most, if not all, of the efforts taking place. And so I just want to ask you, first and foremost, Christmas in the park, as of right now, how are we feeling about it?
We are full swing and everything's going great. There at the beginning, we did have some pretty bad weather. So the guys have been out working to get rid of all that ice, but it didn't hinder any of our events. I mean, it was very, very cold for the first two events, the walk and the roll, but the people that came out loved it. They came prepared, bundled up, and ready to go. But now it's easy. You get to stay in your car. So yeah, it's good.
It's a lot easier now. How did the Jingle Bell roll portion of it go?
So the roll went great. We had over 60 different groups come in and rented golf carts. We did end up having several cancellations, but I think that night the temperature was 4. So a lot of people that had really small kids just had to cancel. So it's understandable, but really it was a great turnout for the very first time of ever doing it. And we look forward to doing it again.
Awesome. And so the relationship between Battery Specialists and the Park District,
yes, it's great. Consider it renewed. Yes, we already followed back up with them. We love, what we saw, and the people that came loved it. So we're back on for next year.
Awesome. I like to hear that, Jessica, especially with it being a new thing, kind of an addition to an existing piece, but a new deal. And also the fact that I think wasn't it a group of 8 could get on a golf cart for $40?
6. Yes. Group 6 seaters. Yes.
For $40. I mean, it's like, hey, that's not half bad, know? So I think honestly, you came in at a great price point for the first start. And then I believe that the success also came about partly because of that as well. 60 different groups, few cancellations, understandably so,
right?
With that weather. But what else? I mean, that's the start of the month, but Christmas in the park is far from over. So what else have you had already?
Well, we got through paint night, which is always a huge success. And then the next day was the parade. So if you were at the parade, the Park District had our float from the Grinch. And we unfortunately came away with 3rd place. But I was very, very proud of the maintenance crew and their efforts on doing the float. And now it's in one of the displays at the park. So it's up under the scout cabin. So when you drive through, you can see our float from their parade. Okay. So they did a great job. 3rd place. Hey, at least we placed, but
at least you placed. You got on the podium, but I mean, or not the podium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that work?
Mm-hmm. In the Olympics.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Yes.
We'll stick true to it. But for the Christmas parade, still being able to see that float, that 3rd place float, although we feel like maybe could have been a 1st place
we
float.
were robbed. So
we won't mention the first 2
no.
that actually got 1st and 2nd place then. So we'll keep it there. So the Christmas parade, a success. You guys had a nice float, earned yourselves 3rd place. And then a Christmas type of paint night that you had?
We did. And you could always choose between a couple of different options. Bev Durham always leads that, and people love it. So we had over 40 participants in that. It's almost as many as you can fit in there and be able to paint. So then the night after the parade was the bake-off, which has grown again. And over 30, little under 40 participants in that. And so that was really great to do. And then Monday was Paws with Claws. So that was sponsored by Fur Love. And it's just awesome to see that many dogs. But it was for sure the night of the doodle. A lot of very big dogs out there. And so just a good time. Very, very good time.
Paws with Claws, a little bit of help from Fur Love there. How many dogs would you say got out there?
I would say we had to have probably had 70 to 80 dogs brought in. Yes, they all get to come in, and a lot of times, they've never been around other dogs or whatever, but some of them, they come in and they're a little scared, but they leave really, really excited. So posted some photos. We'll have other photos to come, but you'll see the dogs jumping up on the treat table, trying to, steal the treats and things like that. So it was really fun.
Cool.
A lot of fun to do.
Paws with Claws, the Christmas parade, Christmas bake-off, Christmas kind of paint night, the Jingle Bell Walk, the Jingle Bell Roll. Yes. Have we covered everything that's taken place?
Well, last night was Soup with Santa. And then that was also the first night that we had sleigh rides in the park. So they had to cancel previously. So last night was their first night back. We're hoping for another night next week, but that's always it's the temperature. They can't come out below a certain temperature. And a lot of people weren't very happy about it, but we're never going to put the animal out, on ice, and not going to go below a certain temperature either. So that was a huge success. I mean, dozens of people lined up at 5:15 waiting for him to pull up at 5:30. So
man,
it was great.
That's awesome. And to know that that's their soup with Santa. What types of soups were we serving?
So we had chicken noodle, and then there was beef with barley. So that was from Country Kitchen. Oh. So it was very nice of them to always come in and help with that soup with Santa. And our family goes there often just for super chili. So it's a good place, and appreciate them supporting the community.
Well, and that was the thing in talking to you over the last couple of months of,
yes.
I know that I maybe said, if not all of the planning, but you've gotten some community help and community involvement to make this happen.
Single event, almost every single event. There are a couple that are just park events, but even tonight, like tonight is Special Time with Santa. It's a night just for kids with autism and things like that. And that's sponsored by Mayor Bruce Berry. So I just think it's amazing to see people like that. We've had Blakely's already had their event. They sponsored the Bake Off. It's really awesome to see these people come in and give back to the community because we support them. So it's awesome for them to give a little bit back.
And I think it is a testament to what you're doing too. Like when you have a busy schedule or a loaded slate, it does make people want to jump on it.
It does.
It really does.
So, well, and they see, so much positivity and so many people excited. Last night we probably ended up with 140 to 150 people through there for Soup with Santa. So when you're able to impact a huge group like that, and it's free, they get to come see Santa. They had face painting, balloon animals, the sleigh rides, all of it's free. It's all always sponsored by businesses like the Sleigh Rides Northside Vet. So they sponsored the sleigh rides, and so we'll have another one next week, and they'll do that one also. But it's just awesome to see everybody come together for it.
It's got to be, especially with how long it takes to plan. And then it's always, and we've talked about it before, but it's always that kind of week prior where you're like, am I sure I got all my ducks in a row? And
you just have to cross your fingers and hope you did, and you plan everything and just try to be, as meticulous as you can. And then you just sit back and watch, and you can enjoy it now, because if you didn't get it planned properly, there's nothing you can do about it at this point.
Probably
just gotta watch it fall.
So. Yeah. And thankfully that is not the case.
It's not happening. It's not happening so far. So we're doing very well.
And it won't happen at all.
No, it will not. It will not.
With that being the case, quick question for you about Special Time with Santa. I know you were looking to have people kind of register, sign up for that to make sure that we weren't packing too many folks in. Did that kind of go all right?
No, we did very well with that. We try to limit to 5 or 6 groups at a time. That's the whole point, is a controlled environment, a quiet, calm environment for the kids. So we're setting it all up this morning before we came here. So there's a bounce house in there for them. They have a Santa that comes in. He does great with children like that, and just gets down on the floor, plays with them, sits at the table. A lot of these kids, they're too scared, and he comes to where they are. So it's awesome to see it.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that folks really signed up to make it as smooth as possible too.
Yes.
Because I know that was a big part for you in wanting to provide everybody the same experience, but also not leave anybody out of doing it as well. So Special Time with Santa this evening. What's the start time for that?
That starts at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
Okay. That is a look at what has taken place and also what is happening as of this evening. But Jessica, your slate is far from over. What's next on your docket?
So tomorrow is senior brunch. So that's something we have every single month, but for Christmas, we move it back an hour, call it brunch. And we still do the same meal. Everyone's welcome to attend, but the park covers all of this one. So normally people will bring a side dish or a dessert, but for this, we supply everything. So we'll still play bingo, still do all the stuff like normal, but no one is responsible for anything aside from if they want to participate in the gift exchange, $5 gift exchange. So
$5 gift exchange.
Yes.
Okay.
It's usually a hoot. So good times.
Do we do it like a White Christmas type of thing?
Sometimes it's a gag. Sometimes it's legit. So you never know what you're going to get.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, for $5, I guess that's
you could take the loss.
Yeah, probably. I think you'd be all right. So that's awfully cool. I did not know that was attached with it. So the senior brunch just pushed back an hour, but we do these regularly, but now this is more of our holiday theme.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
So the senior brunch tomorrow, what's the start time then for that?
That is at 11 a.m.
Perfect time for brunch.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Jessica, let's take ourselves a break and then be able to focus on some of the other stuff coming up.
Yes,
There's a
sir.
reason she's got her Grinch sweater on here today, and we'll
Yes.
talk about what's coming up over the weekend and more when we return with Jessica Franks, Recreation Director with the Taylorville Park District here on the WTIM Morning Show.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and Chicago wheat lower at this hour. March corn down 2 1/4, 4.45 3/4. May corn down 2 1/4, 4.53 1/4. New crop December 4.64 3/4 down a penny. January beans down 3/4, 10.86 1/2. March beans down 1 1/4, 10.97, and November new crop 10.93 1/4 down 1 1/2. March wheat 5.28 3/4 down 5 3/4. May wheat down 5 1/2. 536 1/2. January bean meal, $300, 70 cents, down 60 cents. January bean oil, 51.30, up 28 cents. Livestock trade, January feeders up $1.72, 337.22. December live cattle down 30 cents, 226.52. December lean hogs, 82.45, down a nickel. Energy market, January crude oil, 57.90, down 35 cents. RFD Radio Network.
The agricultural industry is facing challenging times. Just like your family, we've been through good times and bad. Hello, I'm James Kirk, Vice President at First National Bank in Taylorville, just west of the Taylorville Square. For nearly 70 years, we've been here to provide banking and loan solutions for Christian County farmers. We will weather the storm as we have for almost 7 generations. Let us be your partner for the next season. We are First National Bank in Taylorville, first every time, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Why are more people heating their homes with FS Propane? Because it's better to work with a company that lives and works in the same community that you do. Hi, this is Nathan Rogers with Central Commodity FS. And when it comes to the comfort and safety of your family, you can trust FS Propane. We have highly trained service professionals who regularly monitor your system for proper operation, safety, and maximum efficiency. With FS Propane, you can be sure that your family will keep warm all season long. FS Propane feels like home.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Taylorville Estates, where we encourage independence and enrich lives. I'm Stephanie Pethel, the Activity Director. Myself and our staff are happy to be the exclusive sponsors of nonstop Christmas music on Cruisin' 98.3 and the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Christmas Music Channel. Look for the click here on the Christmas Music Channel icon on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or tune into Cruisin' 98.3 as we celebrate the holiday season together.
The Christian County Health Department has both COVID and flu vaccines available, with both high-dose and regular-dose flu vaccines in stock. Call and make your appointment now. Get their number and more info by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Here's Dr. Pavi Gill from Springfield Clinic, Taylorville.
Lifestyle medicine is about motivating you to improve your quality of life by changing habits and behaviors.
Find out more by clicking Dr. Gill's icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us, Jessica Franks, Recreation Director with the Taylorville Park District. We talked about their senior brunch. That is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Special time with Santa tonight at 6 p.m., and then you've got things like Soup with Santa that already took place, Paws with Claws, the Christmas Parade, or being a part of it, the Christmas Bake-Off, Christmas Paint Night, and then the Jingle Bell Walk and Roll. So it's been a busy start to Christmas in the park, but we do want to focus on what's to come. Jessica,
Yes.
What is to come?
So on Friday is the Kids Are Kids dance. And so that's the same. We have that event every single month. Everybody is welcome to attend, but this is their Christmas party. They will have a Santa. They'll have music, same things they always do, but just a little notch up for Christmas. And then Saturday is the big new event of the year. I know we were very excited about the Jingle Bell Roll, but we also added Breakfast with the Grinch. And that is actually full. So we're going to be calling to let everybody know, make sure you're there. You know, if you're not there by 10 after 9, your seat's going to be given to someone that's waiting in line, because we have people that have been reserving spaces but not coming. But this event, we are going to be very strict about if you're not there. We're not going to keep other kids from attending. So just make sure you're there, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Very fun.
And why not at that point?
Right.
Like if somebody's waiting, you know, there's nothing worse than seeing an open seat at like a restaurant. And you're like,
Right.
somebody's coming for that table. And you're like,
Yes. But are
"Are
they? Yes.
so you're
Yes.
going to leave. Okay. So I get that 100%. And it's
yes.
just a respect thing, I think, at the end of the
It
day, too.
is. It is.
Breakfast with the Grinch. Who is helping serve breakfast?
So we will have the snowflake parents are going to be there helping with that. So that we actually had that pageant back in November, the very end of November 30th. And so we've got both of those families that are going to be helping serve. And then we have our Grinch. He'll be there. He'll be there. And so just lots of fun, lots of good food and lots of fun for the kids.
I would like to know who the Grinch might be now.
Yes. Yes.
I guess I'll find out after we get done here today.
Right.
We'll sneak that in. But so Friday, Kids Are Kids, kind of the Christmas party, the end of the year. We do it monthly, but this is our Christmas time and doing so. And then Saturday, Breakfast with the Grinch, new to the park, or Christmas in the Park. And the snowflake parents will be helping serve said breakfast. You got to be there by 9, no later than 9:10.
Yes, please.
In doing so. Jessica, that's not all. What else?
No, then on Sunday the 14th is Crafts with Claws. And so Bev Durham has been helping me with that and her daughters. They have all got together and they have 6 different stations set up to be able to do different crafts with the kids. In the past, we just had a lot of stuff laid out and people had to do it on their own. And we've really organized a lot more and, made stuff a lot cleaner and nicer. So whenever you come in, Santa will be there. But then we're going to have those 6 different stations for you to stop and do crafts at. So it's going to be great. I'm really excited to see having this team work with that rather than just 1 or 2 people doing it by themselves. This is a big team, 8 different people that are coming in to help with that event. So It's going to be awesome.
Okay. I would think so. And I think too, like kind of if you're doing it with kids for the most part, or like kids focused, kids are the focus, then it's like, it is nice to almost kind of have some instruction in doing so.
Yes. And when you're doing these, I look at the stuff that I have on my tree that my daughter made at things like that. And, she's 15 now and she might've made it when she was 1 or 2. We really want to be able to continue giving things like that to parents because you don't see a lot of it anymore. So it's a lot of the focus. We're very excited about it.
And they turn 18 and then
they're gone.
And they are gone.
Yes.
So, and time flies. I don't, the last month really went quickly for me. I'm sure it's gone probably quicker for you.
No, I just don't even know what day it is. So
you're just like hoping that it's like, I know something's going tonight.
Yes. You just look at the calendar and keep going.
So you mentioned to us Crafts with Claws is next. That's on the 14th. What about after that?
So Taylorville Music Lessons always has their Christmas recital at Christmas in the Park. So that's going to be on Monday at 6:00. And then on Tuesday, the 16th is Magic Night. So Santa's Magical Dinner Party. And that is the food is all covered by Angelo's. And then we've got a couple of other community sponsors that are covering the magician that comes in, Santa Claus being there. So that's always a very, very popular night. But that was also one that you had to sign up for. So whenever those people come in, then the magic show takes place. And when people start to leave, you can always still come in and see Santa Claus after that. So we just have to keep our building capacity to a certain level. So when people start leaving, you can still always come in and see Santa. So that'll be fun.
That is on the 16th.
That is on the 16th.
Okay.
Yes.
We're still 9 days away from Christmas.
We're still moving. Yes. We lock it down before Christmas, but we finish pretty strong. So we have work class, WERQ, with Lisa Reeder in the park. And so they have to shut down during Christmas in the park just because we have events in there. But they are having a work Christmas on the 17th, Wednesday the 17th. So that'll be fun. You can go ahead and pre-work off some of the Christmas things that you're about to inhale.
Well,
so
sure.
Yes.
Jessica, there's one thing, and we're just about out of time, but there's one more thing I want you to be able to mention.
Yes. Thursday the 18th is an evening with the Capital City Big Band. That starts at 6:00. We only have a handful of tickets still left with that. And so that's a 16-piece big band with dinner from Florinda's. It's going to be plated and served by a group we have coming from FBCA to serve. So it's going to be a really, really nice evening. You could come and dance. You can come and watch, just listen. But we're very excited about it. So tickets are $15 for that event. And we still do have a few you can get through the park office.
Okay. Jessica, time has run up on us, but thanks for joining us.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Jessica Franks, Recreation Director with the Taylorville Park District here on the WTIM Morning Show.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1 FM Taylorville.